Hello, and welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker, and I'm your host. And on this show, we're looking for various different ways to help you to work smarter in the way that you do things and not harder. And I know that sounds so obvious, but the thing is that even though we know we want to work smarter, sometimes our brain works against us and has us do what's easy versus what gets us the result that we're looking for. So that's why we're talking to experts that really help us to work smarter and to take back time. Today, I'm excited to have Amy Tuccy on, and she is an award-winning national radio host, professional speaker, and multiple-time best-selling author. For 10 years, she hosted over 2,000 broadcasts and interviewed almost 4,000 guests. So she's not any novice at this kind of thing, and including popular names in business such as Michael Gerber, Seth Godin, Laura Ingraham, Bill Walsh, and Jackie Collins. And Angel won awards in Most Innovative Business. That's what she won the award for, and also Inspirational Woman of the Year, and also Diamond Leader Award for national speakers. So in addition, Angel was in the top 1% of her field for being a female who hosted 4 hours of daily radio. She's one of the leading authorities on media and marketing in the country today, and her mission is to teach 10,000 people how to reach 10,000 people. So without further ado, Angel, welcome to the show.
Well, Penny, thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm super excited to have you because I think that people don't understand how much media and reaching people. I think they do a little bit from understanding Facebook, but you know, that's such a limited view on media. So I'm excited to educate them around why it's important. So before we get there, tell us about why media? Like, why is this area? What inspired you? What's your backstory?
I would love to. Thank you so much. So believe it or not, I am a behind the scenes kind of gal. I am an introvert. I love sitting and working on spreadsheets and sticky notes. I love to be super organized. But yeah, very geeky. I was hired as an admin several years ago, many moons ago, and for a public speaker. And he traveled around the world speaking publicly. I was his admin, did all the behind the scenes coordination and organization. I also did some research on many of the topics he was covering. And one day he says, Angel, I want you to help present this because you wrote the content. And my first time public speaking, I hand wrote word for word 12 pages of our 45-minute talk because I had no idea what it meant to be a public speaker. I had no idea. Do you memorize it? How do you get up and speak? Because I knew I was going to have stage fright. And sure enough, standing in front of this room, I'm
like this?
my papers, and they were shaking visibly. You could see them shaking because I was so nervous.
Right.
And I had this jacket on over my top, and underneath the jacket, I was sweating profusely. It was horrifying. I mean, it was just horrible, but the content was good. And believe it or not, people signed up to come to the following event. And so for a small amount of time, we would host these monthly seminars and workshops. Somebody came to one of them and said, you guys should start a podcast. And of course, we didn't know anything about it, but at the time, anybody with a cell phone and an internet connection was hosting podcasts.
Right.
We professionally produced a weekly podcast that was discovered by our local radio station. And without even having to audition, they gave us a 30-minute daily show. And my very first time in the studio, I took my headphones off after our show, after sitting in a studio, right, where it's just you and it's private and it's quiet and you've got your notes and you don't have an audience staring at you. I took my headphones off and said, this is what I want to do. I found my dream job of being a radio host. And I thought, I want to be a nationally syndicated, I want to be one of the top radio show hosts in the country. And I just kind of set my sights on that. Along the way, we discovered how to help small business owners leverage the power of media, what I call OPP, other people's platforms, to speak one-to-many instead of one-on-one networking, which is what we've all been taught to do. and relationships are built one-on-one, but to really build a business and to scale a business, Penny, right? This is why you do what you do. We've got to get it out onto more stages, to more audiences.
And it's leverage. Like if we come back to the point of take back time, right, is that you're creating leverage. So if I can reach 5,000 people or 500 or even 5 over one person, that's already 5 times, 500 times, 5,000 times, whatever it is, that's creating leverage. So that's just smart in my book.
You bet. And right, for us to do this and to have this impact, neither of us had to really get all dressed up. We didn't have to get in our car and fight traffic.
All dressed up.
Right. But, you probably have your bunny slippers on under there. Maybe I won't give away your secrets.
I'm not telling.
Right. We didn't have to get in, fight traffic. We didn't have to go and exchange like business cards and do one-on-one. In this short amount of time, which that would take 2 hours to go to a networking event or to have a one-on-one coffee, and take that same amount of time. There are so many podcasters. There's so many radio shows. There's so many places. They're looking for fresh new content. If you can take your sales hat off and put your publicity hat off and think, what do I add? How can I add value to their audience? Now you've got a system that truly is the best bang for your buck when it comes to time management and using your time more efficiently.
Absolutely. It's so important. And people get so caught up in what they're doing and think they just have to continue doing. Like our brain, I believe sometimes it fools me, right? And it says, this used to happen to me, but now I'm smarter. And it used to say, you know what, if you just work a little harder, if you work a few more hours, you're going to get over this hump. You never do, right? You never do. So this is smart stuff. So for the average entrepreneur, right, they're going to say, well, I don't have access to that. I don't know how to do that. And then of course they're going to say, I don't have time for that. So what do you say to those people?
Well, look at what you're doing already with all of your time, and how much time are you spending speaking to the same 50 people, right? Maybe you're in a leads group and you speak to the same 50 people like every week, every month, or you're sending out your email, to the same people, even on your own social media, right? You're talking to your audience. I had somebody who said, Angel, I just started a podcast. How do I get, people to come and follow me? And I asked, well, who are you interviewing? And who are you bringing onto your podcast? He's like, no, it's just me. I'm like, well, then you're only going to speak to the people that already know you.
Right.
You have to expand and kind of shine the light and share audiences with other people. So a couple things is one, look at what you are doing that isn't necessarily hitting your exposure goals. Right? And so as business owners, where do we measure success? We have to measure success in the bank. I mean, there's a lot of other ways that we can measure success, right? Happiness and health and relationships. But truly for business, we have to measure our success in the bank. And in order to do that, we need customers. And in order to get customers, we need leads. But leads come from exposure. So what are you doing on a regular basis to expand your exposure? Like you said, Penny,
right.
Speaking to 5 people. 50 people, 500 people. It is far less time consuming for us to have, I can create one signature talk. These are my key talking points. I can have, be the expert in my one space. The riches are in the niches. So totally focus on what I'm an expert in, and start pitching out to podcasters and media outlets. If you go onto Twitter and you use the hashtag media request, it's hashtag media request on Twitter. Journalists are putting out what they are looking for. They're looking for topics, and you can respond directly back to that journalist just through that. And you're already on Twitter anyways.
What? So listen to how easy that is, right? And I know there's other services you can sign up for, like Harrow, Help a Reporter Out, right?
Help a Reporter is amazing.
Anything, and they're available to you. So that is something that everyone who's listening, who's an entrepreneur and is looking for new leads and more audiences, which everybody is, you got to go and you got to spend the time to do that. What I'd like to do is relate that to the cost per lead, right? Because a lot of people think there's a lot of, do Facebook ads. Like everybody is mesmerized and think that's the way to go. Facebook ads. And I think people forget, like you said, it's bank, it's how much you're actually making. And it's not just the income you're making, but it's the profit you're making.
Mm.
So I believe that a key performance indicator there is taking a look at what you're spending today on a cost per lead versus what you could be doing if you access these types of collaborative, platforms.
Honestly, Penny, I am certain that most business owners have no idea what they are spending on cost per lead, how much it costs them to go and get a new client, especially when they start to factor in the amount of time that it takes them. But and we're also, I think we underestimate how the process works. We think we're going to meet somebody, we're going to tell them what we offer, and they're going to give us a credit card. Like boom, boom, boom. How often do you hear, I went to that event, I didn't get any new customers. I did this, I didn't get any new customers. And that's just, unless it's something really simple like, I don't know, a cup of coffee or a lip gloss, like something that I don't really have to think about. Most of what we're selling, it is either people aren't currently thinking about that they need it right now, and so they need to, kind of get there from here, or they're already buying it from somebody else. So now why would I switch my behaviors?
Right.
So the best way, I think one of the most underused behaviors is to grow your email list. By leveraging all the media that you're doing, all the contacts that you're doing, in order to grow your contact list, your email list, so that you can build that relationship and nurture them through some email marketing, through various forms of other media of marketing. But grow your list and grow your contacts, because they might not be ready for you to buy today, but they will be ready at some point. How often have you had somebody, Penny, who says, I met you 2 years ago?
Totally. All the time.
All the time.
And people they give up. Like they don't stay. Like I do not give up. I look to stay like in front of people as best I can. And today with the automation capabilities, right? Once they're on your list, there's no reason why you can't have planned out some interactions with them and just do what you do, right? And talk about what you talk about every day with clients or whatever, and take a little snippet and record it, and or send them the latest podcast that you're on, or just keep them up to date. And if you keep asking, then one of these times there's going to be something that they're going to say, it's the right time.
You bet. Automation is key to the follow-up, because I think that the number one way they say, is follow-up. How you grow your business is follow-up.
Absolutely.
But I also, Penny, I think follow-up, the way that most of us are doing it, is a complete waste of time. Because we didn't automate it, right? To be, following up on phone calls and leaving voicemails and having, one-on-one coffees and follow up is it's a waste of time the way most of us are doing it. It needs to be automated. You also,
so tell us a good system that you use to automate, right? Let's give people some resources here. What's a good tool for them? Look how excited you get. You're like, yes, I want to tell them.
So there are a lot of different things that tools and resources out there. I landed on a company called All Pro Web Tools. It's All Pro Web Tools.
I don't know that one,
because it's just super simple to use, and I'm just not a real techie kind of person, believe it or not. I'm still very old school, right? Excel spreadsheets and checklists,
and that's fine too, right? You got to do also what you're comfortable with, and sometimes you need to outsource to somebody who can do it better than you.
Yes,
right?
I have a friend who is the automated architect, and he says, Angel, I've got 2 years worth of service of emails that even if I, got hit by a bus tomorrow, for the next 2 years, you would still hear from me.
Right.
And so his name is Eli Delaney. He's the automated marketing architect, I think is the name of his company. But I use All Pro Web Tools. You can automate the follow-up after I meet somebody. They go into a system especially like when I'm out speaking. Mm-hmm. They can register right online. But the best way is to give away something for free where people opt in online.
Yeah.
Give their email address in exchange for a gift, right? This has to be a gift. It has to be something you'd want. A newsletter. I can't say that people are rushing to the back of the room to sign up.
Those days are totally dead, right? Nobody cares. And all those ebooks that everybody delivers, like there's like I don't know, last statistic I saw is 95% of them are not even read. So
right, they're not. So you need to give
really want, right?
a gift, like juicy results that they can leverage right away. And if it's okay with you at the end,
I was just going to say, no, tell me now. What's your giveaway? What are you going to tell us?
I have a list of guaranteed media exposure where you can click on these links and you'll create guaranteed media exposure, as well as a full year of media headlines that you can use to put a full year of media pitches together, and how to transform your media exposure in just 10 days.
Wow.
And you can grab
That's
that.
awesome. That's a great gift. So thank you for being so generous.
I tell people, make it so cool. They would really want it when they're like, well, I mean, what is it? Of course, I want to be able to get some guaranteed media. I want to have, these headlines, these attention-grabbing headlines. That's not necessarily my skill. Angel just gave me 12 of them. And here's how I can transform my media exposure in just 10 days. Like, boom, like instant results, something juicy, scalable, but you now get into the system. Right? You put your email address in, and now you get a series of automated follow-up and email that puts you into my tribe, my community, and it continues to give you value. So when that time hits that you're like, okay, I'm ready, I want that. Or it makes it even easy for people to refer you. Like, maybe I'm not going to buy from you today, but I know somebody else that could really use your services.
That's right. That is so important. So I'm excited that you are doing that. And I don't know if you've heard also the expression is give away your best stuff. And that's because, like you said, it's juicy. It's something that they really want. And I think people have to get away from that thought process of, well, if I give it away, they won't want it, they'll have it already, or they won't need me. They need you.
They need you, right? If you're stingy in the beginning,
right,
that sets the precedence. But give away
your scarcity mindset, isn't it? We've got to get away from that scarcity mindset.
It is. And, and a lot of what people can learn these days, they can go online, they can go to YouTube, they can Google it, they can go to the library. Right. They can learn what most of us are teaching, but we don't. But when they don't, it's going to take forever, right? I've already learned it. Let me just give it to you. And so, be generous. Be as generous as you can with that opt-in.
So give us your link, because unfortunately our time for today is up. We'll definitely, I think we'll circle back around later in the year, because I know you've got so much to offer and so much to share. So where can they reach you? Where can they get your gift?
They can get my gift online at makeyourbigimpact.com, makeyourbigimpact.com. And Penny, I just want to say thank you. Love what you're doing, how you're elevating your speakers, what you're doing for your audience, even the piece what you did with the automation and speaking one-to-many. I just love that we connected.
Awesome. Me too. And that's, I have to say also, from being on me being on podcasts and people being on my podcast, I've gotten access to people I might not have met before, and I've met some really incredible people. So that's the added, benefit is some of the people that you're interviewing could be future partners and really great friends. So I agree.
I love it. I love what you're doing. And there's so much opportunity. And once you discover and you tap into marketing, like marketing is the number one thing that people struggle with. But once you figure it out, you'll love it, and you'll always have an unlimited funnel of new leads coming to you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Angel, for being here.
Thank you, Penny.
And thank you guys for being here. I know you took away a number of really important nuggets. I want you to go get that gift, because it's important to you, because this is a way that you can reduce your cost per lead, and you can get a lot more exposure and more leads. And you need leads. We all need leads. All right. So go out and download that. And of course, just to remind you, my name is Penny Zenker, and you're listening to Take Back Time. We'll see you in the next episode.